you want to do. So if you could state your name to start.
Yeah, John Hurley.
Okay. And so Takashi was telling me a little bit about the story behind this, but
yeah,
fill me in. What is it?
Yeah, this brick came from a one-room schoolhouse in rural Ohio, outside of Cincinnati, and I don't have a personal connection to Ohio in terms of my place of origin or upbringing, but my wife is from there, and so we were visiting family there, and we're driving down a country road, and she said, "Oh, hey, stop right there. It's the place where my grandmother went to school." I said, "Oh, great." So we pulled in, and we drove around back, and the whole backside of the building was gone. So the schoolhouse was just an empty cavity, and so there were bricks and kind of wood lying around everywhere. And so we looked at each other, and after we walked around and thought, well, let's take a bunch of these bricks. So we kind of loading up our trunk with these bricks. This guy comes riding up in his tractor, and we're like, oh, geez. What happened anyway? He was the landowner, but he knew my wife's family really well. So it was an interesting point of connection, and he was real kind of understanding that we'd want to take these things and kind of feeling some attachment to them. So that's why I brought this in for the workshop, is because I don't have a personal connection to that place. I felt a strong connection to that place, being there, and kind of through my wife and her family. And so kind of bringing this home to me in some way allowed for that point of attachment and kind of rootedness. So yeah.
How was the process of making it today?
It was great. I wasn't quite sure where we were going with it, so I think the idea of what I thought we were doing is different than what came out, but what ended up coming out, I think, was actually far more interesting and far more rich than I had anticipated as well.
What had you been told in advance that you're coming in to cast something in latex? What were you told? Yeah.
Bring an object that means something to you, and you're going to cast it in latex. So I actually thought we were going to do a three-dimensional, like that I'd end up with something that was, kind of more the complete form of the brick itself. So it kind of threw my expectations a little bit. But I thought the process was, I thought it was very interesting, and kind of very much about the process too. I couldn't control a lot of, how this transpired, kind of what came of it. So I thought that was actually a nice element of the workshop.
Definitely. And now it'll be here.
And
in a couple weeks.
Now it'll be here. Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Well, I don't know. I could probably talk much longer, but I think Takashi wants me to record some other people as well.
All right. Well, it's good talking to you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, sure.